Hello, as most of you may know, my name is Laney. The first time I went to Strong Missions, I started Laney's Food for Families, and most of you may have heard my first sermon at church. This time it may look a little bit different as I'm sitting in front of a computer. I wanted to tell you all about my time in Costa Rica. This trip was not easy to say the least. As most of y'all may have heard, we hit a few bumps along the road, but let me tell you, that did not stop our team at all. We grew so much stronger together because we saw each other in multiple vulnerable moments. I saw God in everything we did and everyone I met before and during our trip. We made sure that everyone felt cared for and loved for during the trip. We even had two very special birthday celebrations for Mr. Jed Dixon and Chip Phillips. As the trip started a little bit rocky and canceled flights and being in the airport much longer than expected, I would say we all learned how to be patient and trust the Lord. When we arrived at Strong Missions, I felt the Lord's comfort. I was finally in my favorite place. One of the first ways I saw God was when we surprised Mr. Jed with his birthday cake and gifts. We didn't let anything stop us from being there for each other. We were singing, we were having fun, we were celebrating a birthday, and it was just amazing to see us how we did not let anything affect that moment. We still were there for each other. Next, the next day was the first day of VBS. And as many people on the team may know, there was a little boy that had the biggest smile that glowed up as soon as the boys from the mission team walked into the school, close to the end of VBS. We were playing games and we were hanging out with the kids. Trip hands his hat to this little boy and he takes it home. And as he was leaving VBS for the day, he gave everyone around him a hug after he received this hat. A few days pass and it's time for VBS again. And the same boy came with three Pokemon cards and his hat from Trip. I made sure to hug the boy, and I knew he was searching around the room for Trip, but he gave me one of the Pokemon cards and told me to give it to Trip. As sweet as that was, it just gets better. A little goes by in VBS, and he gives me the cross bracelet that someone gave him, and I asked him, "Are you sure?" That was a gift from someone on our team. And the intern, translated for me for this conversation, and the boy told me, "You taught me how to love people fast. To share the love of Jesus, you make me want to give like you gave to me without even knowing me." I'll repeat that so you can settle it in. He said, "You taught me how to love people fast. To share the love of Jesus, you make me want to give like you gave to me without even knowing me." This little boy was about 8 years old telling me this. He was glowing in God's glory, sharing the whole reason why we all come on this trip to share God's love. Trip later on comes to VBS and he runs up to him with a huge hug and hangs on to him till VBS is over. It was really sweet and really cute. Excuse me. Many of our team members were affected by this boy and other kids that showed up for VBS. It was crazy to see how much these moments teach kids so many different lessons. That one moment taught that kid to give and share the love of Jesus Christ. And to hear an 8-year-old vocalize that was very special to me, to know that it does matter and that it does matter to be kind. Another way I saw God was when we were delivering groceries. I felt led to give my cross necklace to a lady that lived in a humble home. She hugged me and assured me that us giving her the groceries gave her a sense of hope for paying for a month's rent. She has been surviving off of rice and beans as well as her mother. This lady had the cleanest house and was very grateful, beyond words grateful. She hugged me with the biggest smile and told me she was proud of me. But I was really proud of her for taking care of her mother and her house, although it cannot be easy. I knew she wasn't living the easiest lifestyle, and she knew nothing about me, and she told me she was proud of me giving her the groceries. Oscar, the translator, proceeded to tell her that I started the mission and I was the mind behind the groceries. Like 3 years ago, it started, and she was very grateful and told me that she was proud of me and that I needed to continue this. And I thought that was really, really sweet and special. And then as we went to another house, there was a little boy jumping for pure joy, and all he saw was the boxes of groceries and the rest of our team behind us. One box is a paper and a hygiene box, and another box is a food box. How is a little boy that excited for groceries? It was just such an eye-opening experience that I will never forget, and I will never take for granted. The best part is that we may have fed a certain amount of people, but I can promise you that they gave the groceries to their neighbors and that were not home. And when my brother passed that cross necklace on to the little boy that was jumping for joy, that was just so amazing seeing how God was working through the little boy by showing us continue this mission. And my brother for being like, I love you, I'm praying for you. This cross is to represent Jesus Christ. And they may not have said that, but I know he felt it, and I know that we all felt it. And he was automatically jumping and running around. It was amazing to see how God can be in every single moment, even when words are not said. And I know these people, when they receive groceries, they share and they take care of one another. As Charlie Strong stated in Mark 6, in the story of feeding the 5,000, the disciples want to send the people to buy I'm sorry, the disciples want to send the people home to buy their food. But Jesus tells them, you need to feed them. And just like that, the story of feeding the 5,000, what we give is multiplied. Because in Costa Rica, all of these families share with the other families in need. I have so much love for these people. They are truly amazing. I also saw God in the way our team worked together and made each other laugh, even when it was not always easy. We were always laughing and loving every second. Each person has their own gift, and it shared every second of every day. Your gift may have been to know what kind of shoes you should buy for the kids, what shoes are easiest for the kids and what age, strength in building concrete walls, communication skills, positivity, making people laugh, giving to people, taking care of people, and more. Everyone had a gift and it showed. Thank you for supporting our mission, our work in Costa Rica, and for donating so this can happen. Laney's Suit for Families is now 3 years old, and it would not be here without you and your support. If you feel led to go to Strong Missions, I highly recommend it. It may just be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Thank you, and God bless you. See you soon.